Hello, my friends. Tonight is Wednesday, and tonight is the night we do our um, Creative Crafters Challenge. We do it once a month on the third Wednesday of the month. So you can watch us at 7 o'clock, and then you're going to get to vote on which one of the cards that you like the best. So please watch me do mine, and you can go watch the others as well. It's Nancy, Maureen, Sharon, and myself. So we challenge each other to make a project. So this week we picked, or this month, we picked a layout. So let me show you. This is the layout we picked. I know it's a little blurry, but this was made on a much bigger card than what we do here in the US. So I had to try to bring it down to make everything fit. So we needed to have the card base. We needed a diamond. We needed a rectangle or square, and we needed another rectangle. And it had layers on all of the pieces. Okay? So this is what we were challenged ourselves to do. So if you're here, please say hello so I can see that somebody's here. And I will get started. So I'm going to start with my card base, which is typical 5.5 by 4.25 size. I chose this green because it goes really well with the paper I chose. Okay, and then each one of the elements had, had a layer with it. So I'm going to put this layer on first. So this is just an eighth smaller than my card base. Let me get that as best I can. Some glue on my fingers. Oops. Be sure to say hello and share the video if you can, and invite your friends to come watch us, and then be sure you're going to vote after. I have yet to win the glue there. I have yet to win the competition, the challenge. So I haven't gotten a chance to wear my crown yet, but I'm sure it'll happen one of these days. Okay, so there's my card base. And then I'm going to layer, this is something dreams. I was going to write it down, but I can't remember the name. Let me look at it. The paper is gorgeous. Delicate Dreams. It's very pretty paper. I really enjoyed all the different pieces of it. And it's got some metallic on it too. I think I'm going to have to order some more. So I think everybody heard about the free shipping. No shipping charges. You have to order $75 or more. And if you want something and you don't have a $75 order, you can let me know and I can add it to my order. Then I can get it to you. But that's one of the things I'm going to order. And I need some cardstock. So when it's free shipping is the best time to get your cardstock, because then that stuff can weigh a lot. So you don't have to pay shipping. So I'm going to stock up on some of my cardstock that I need to get. Got a couple of them that are just about out. In fact, I got one that is out. This one here, I think I have less than one piece. I think I have just pieces now. So this one definitely has to be on my order. I'm a little bit crooked here. There it is, that's better. So, like I said, if you don't have a $75 order and you want to add it to mine, I'd be glad to add it. That way you can get what you want or what you need. Okay, so there is my card base. So that was what they told us to do. And then they told us to add a diamond. Where's my diamond? That's my inside. That's my other two pieces. Oh, you know what? I forgot to cut my diamond. So let me go cut those two pieces, my layer and the other one. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Hi, Gian. Oh, I love this DSP too. Okay, so the next layer, and this matches with that. So the next layer is done on that metallic paper. So I am going to use this one as my next layer. So my layer is my paper is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and the metallic is 3 by 3. So like I said, we had to go with what we thought, what we thought would be the right dimensions to fit on our card, because that dimensions on that card were much bigger. It was not a US size. Okay, so then this one goes here. So in order to make this straight, I lined it up on my paper, on my grid here, and then I made sure it was straight, and then I aimed my four corners at the dark line here. So let me push that over a little bit so I can make sure I was as straight as possible. That looks about right there. Okay, so I'm going to add this. Over just a hair because I'm going off the edge a little bit. Okay. So that's the first layer they tell us to put. Still sticking off just a hair. Okay. Then the next layer is a rectangle. So I chose crumb cake because it matched with that, and I just love this paper itself. So it had the metallic in it, just like the just like. I just want to make sure I'm getting it close to what it should be. Okay, yep. So I'm going to put this in. It's got the metallic like there and a metallic like there. So I was saying, Deanne, that I'm going to have to order some more of this paper because I absolutely loved it. I've used it on, I don't know, 3 cards now. This will be my 3rd card I use, so I think I'm going to need some more. And we're having free shipping right now, so it's a perfect time to get stocked up on cardstock and anything else you need, paper and stuff. Okay, so the next layer on the diagram was this layer, and you put it right about here. So I made sure to line it up on a line and tried to make sure that I had enough overlay here as I had up there. I think I'm going to go back just a hair. Yep, and that's where I'll put it. The colors together are so pretty. Yeah, I love crumb cake. They don't put it in our colors, in our papers, in our DSPs as much as they used to. I wish they would, because I love crumb cake. It goes with so many things. It looks straight. Okay, so that was the next layer they wanted. And then the last layer they wanted was a rectangle or a square. So I chose a square because there was so much color in this, and this is part of that paper as well. I was going to do this side at first, but I thought, way too busy. I need to tone it down just a little bit. So I chose to do the DSP on the gray granite. And then I'm going to put a sentiment and some other stuff on top of it, so the gray granite won't be that, visible, if you want to say. Okay, so that's the square that they wanted us to do. And they did show a rectangle, but I chose not to do a rectangle because by the time you get done with the rectangle, let's pretend this was the rectangle, it covered up this diamond too much. So I chose to do it as a square instead, so that you can still see all the layers of the paper. And everybody in the group is doing their own interpretation of it. You don't have to follow it to the T. Okay, so that's going to go there. Let me put some glue on it. Okay. Before I get glue everywhere, make sure I'm straight. Okay, that looks good. And then I chose not to lift any of them up with dimensionals because I wanted you to be able to see all the different layers. I wanted every layer to have its own. And then I cut out an oval to put on here, and that came from Creative Haven. And then I'm going to use Fabulous Sayings. I'm using Thank You. It fit on there just perfectly, so I'm going to do that again. We can always use thank you cards, right? I was going to do You're on My Mind, but it was bigger than what I had here. So this layer I did put up on dimensionals. So let me stamp that. Let me put it down so I can try to have it as straight as possible, because it's kind of funky. It's kind of funky the way the letters are. It's hard to tell if it's straight or not. That still looks a little crooked. Yeah, that looks better. And then I was going to do it in one of the colors in here. Then I said, no, I need something to contrast it. And there's some dark colors in here. Secret C's in there. But I want it just a little darker. So I'm going to line this up. Does that show? Yep. I'm going to line this up on here. And then I'm going to try to center that because it's got a long tail. Okay. Perfect. I like that. Okay. So I'm going to put make sure it's dry before I lay it down. I'm going to put dimensionals on here so it can be raised up. And I like to put some in the corners. And I like to put one in the middle so your sentiment doesn't dip down. Okay. Got no fingernails anymore. Or the ones I use the most are broken. Okay. Then I'm going to center this on here, top and bottom, left to right. Get rid of the little doodad. That looks good. And then to tie in with the color on the paper, the gold, I'm going to put one here and one down here. So then it brings it all together. Don't do that. Don't want to get glue on the other side because it's almost impossible to get off, and it really dulls your metallic papers. Okay, so let's put that under here, the little piece on top. There. Okay, we'll do the same thing underneath. Hi, Levon. Montana, how's your weather out there? I haven't seen you in a while, Levon. How's the weather out there? Always wanted to visit Montana. Just have not made it there. Okay, so this one is going to go this way. My fingers are sticky. Come on. Come back here. There we go. Here we go. Isn't that pretty? Just love that paper. Okay, then on the inside, I'm just putting my usual, the usual layer we have. And I'm not going to put a sentiment because I want to wait. I may not put a sentiment at all, and maybe just a handwritten note inside. If I've got a stamp that matches what I'm sending it for, I'll use that, but otherwise it'll be just for a handwritten note. I'm going to wipe my hands because I got glue everywhere. Okay. Let's glue the other side. Levon, are you going to be going to the Stampin' Up! Convention this year? I'm not, because it's too far away and it's too expensive. Okay, then on the inside, I want to add one of the elements from the outside of the card. Just to dress it up. Just to add a nice little touch on the inside. There. That look pretty? Those colors together, it's just amazing. Okay, so now I got to embellish it. And I thought this brown would look really good with it because it's kind of a combination of the bright from these to the browns in there. So I'm gonna do these. And I usually like to use the small ones, but I'm gonna use a couple big ones. So I'm gonna put one up here. I'm going to put a small one over here. And then you like to have a triangle so that it brings people's eyes in. So I'm going to need something up here somewhere. What did I do it on my other one? Oh, yeah. So we'll get a triangle this way. There's our triangle. Okay. There's my card. So let's pull up the picture of the, so that's what they wanted. They wanted a base with a layer. They wanted a diamond with a layer. They wanted the rectangle with a layer. And they show a rectangle, but I chose to do the square because I want to be able to see these. Their card is massive compared to ours. It's like, I can't remember what the size was. It was like 8 by 10, I think it was. It was quite large. So you could get away with putting a rectangle here because then your diamond would be so much bigger. I was limited to how far I could put my diamond because it would go outside the card, where theirs doesn't even go. So imagine the difference in size. So that's why I had to reduce some things, and I didn't want to lose all my paper by putting a rectangle. Make sense? So that's my version of the card, the layout. And thank you both very much for coming. I very much appreciate it. And if you want to share this with someone, I would appreciate that too. And be sure to try to see the other ones that are doing it tonight as well, and then vote for your favorite. So below this live will be the post that shows the four of them, and A, B, C, or D. You vote for the one you want. Okay? Thank you both very much. Hi, Susan. Hi from PA. So, Susan, this was our layout that we chose this month, but the card is much bigger than what we do. I believe it was like 8.5 by 10 or something like that. So we had to scale it down to fit on our cards. So this is my version of that. And I use the Dreamer something paper. And I just love the paper because it has all those, to match the bronze on here. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous paper. So that's my version of this layout. Look for the post below me, and you pick A, B, C, or D, the one you like the best. And we'll see who gets crowned this month. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.